Chapter 16 is the beginning of the easiest part of Birthright. From now, all the way up until Chapter 23, there isn't really many hurdles that we have to jump through in terms of simply being able to complete the map. This map is extremely linear. It's a route map, so all the enemies have to be dealt with. However, that's designed in the player's favor, as when looking through all the rooms, you'll notice that you have to go through every single one to get to the boss's room. If playing efficient enough, all the reinforcements and outlaws scattered everywhere will show up at the points that your army is already at, making for one of the most tame clears in a long time. There's also a bunch of treasure scattered everywhere. The two most notable ones being the room with the lone outlaw trapped inside of it. These contain an arm scroll and 10,000 gold. Weirdly though, the game gives you door and chest keys for this map, despite it being very unlikely that you'll ever need them. You'd seriously have to try to get yourself in a situation where you'd need them, but it isn't a bad idea to kill one of the outlaws early to trap the enemies in a room if your army is too weak to handle them. I won't be doing that. Out of all the bosses in Fates, I think the one we have here is one of the most interesting. For starters, Iago is always equipped with really strange skills. In Lunatic only, he comes with Vengeance and Bowbreaker, and on lower difficulties, it's just Bowbreaker. These do make sense for him to have access to, they're level 5 and 15 skills for his class respectively. But, especially in a map like this where it's more likely for him to attack you first, you'll almost never find yourself in a situation where these are actually important to take into account. Almost. He's also the only sorcerer in all 3 routes of Fates that can use staves. Player sorcerers, and other enemy ones, are only able to wield tomes. In Conquest, he uses his staff rank in Chapter 26, but in Birthright and Revelation, he never does. Notably on this map, we're finally able to hard focus on 2 different friendship chains that I've been hinting at working towards. The first one is Setsuna and Hinoka. Both of these units have achieved S support with their chosen husband, and no longer need to ever be deployed again. However, I do want to have units built up for the later parts of Birthright. Once difficulty of attack stance starts picking up significantly again, one of my plans for such units is to get Hinoka access to the Archer class line, and then promote into Kenshi Knight to obtain Quick Draw and Skill +2. It's really nice that Hinoka's support with Setsuna is a fast one. Likewise, Sakura and Hana are back to continue working on their A+ support. These two are nearly done with their chain, only needing this map and then one more after to complete it. I think we've had enough talk here though. Let's begin. Directly above our army is a hero who's walled off by 2 fighters. This hero is the most threatening enemy on turn 1, so I want to have a way to deal with him as quickly and efficiently as possible. Then I'll get to work on the hallway. Luckily, the game I'm playing is called Birthright, which gives you a solution to every problem you might ever have.
You die! No! Sorry.
There are still 2 fighters left over, who I'll want to have Felicia fight. She goes directly under Ryoma and switches him to the brass katana to make sure he doesn't crit, as that would get Felicia killed. Putting our attention to the paired up knights for a moment, I want to be able to dispose of all 4 of them on this phase. Setsuna will kill the first knight, who's impressively able to one-round with a Forge Iron Yumi despite being underleveled. This is thanks to her tonic, her meal, quick draw, and Hinoka's personal aura all applying to her attack. The other knight is a lot more simple to kill. Asugi uses the Sting Shuriken to dispose of it, and then we'll get to work on the Outlaw and Dark Mage that were behind the knights.
Like taking candy from a baby.
This Outlaw presents us with a minor problem. Hinoka wants to be the one to take care of it, but the Outlaw is holding the mini bow, and Hinoka can't afford to take damage before turn 2's enemy phase. That's exactly why, for this chapter, I bought the dual naginata, which makes the weapon triangle effects of the minibow turn into a disadvantage times 2. This is merely a safety measure in case Setsuna misses. I did make a small mistake here though. If I wanted to make the Outlaw's hit rates even worse, I should have killed the Dark Mage before the Outlaw. It didn't end up mattering though.
Now's my chance. Sorry. Feels good.
Sophie heads under Asugi to make him equip the Brass Shuriken, and then she kills the mage.
We've got company. Whoops, sorry.
Impressive.
Korin goes above Asugi and holds the Kodachi. This is for 2 reasons. The first is to block off both fighters from reaching Felicia, as after one of them attacks her, the other will see lethal damage. Walling off the area under her makes the second fighter have to go for Ryoma. The second reason is actually for Asugi. Asugi can also get hit by the fighter and faces weapon triangle disadvantage against both the fighter and the outlaw that he's also in range of. If both hits connect, which is likely, he will also face certain death. There is one inconsistency that occurs with Korin being here. Since Korin has to be above Asugi, he ends up pulling the 2 dark mages in the room to the right into attacking him. The one on the left can only attack from one spot, so he isn't an issue. The one on the right, however, can dual strike from either the top side or the right side of the left one. For this strategy to work, I need the dark mage to dual strike from the right. After this outlaw opens the door to the room below him, there's also another form of random enemy movement in the case of the fighter. The fighter will either choose to end his turn on either the top or the bottom row of this hallway, and there seems to be no way to control it with my setup. Luckily though, this is only a 1 tile difference, and the person who will kill it next turn is Korin, who has access to both 1 and 2 range weapons. Sakura and Hana attack, but don't kill the knights below them. The ones who will kill them are Hinata and Oboro. I'm going to try and get Oboro to level 20 on this map. She won't be promoting next, but it'll be nice to have her promotion ready when I next have her on the team.
That was great.
Azura sings to Hinoka to get her out of the outlaw's range, and Jakob will take her place.
Let's have at it.
Well, how irksome.
The Dark Mage cooperated, so this clear is in go mode.
I'm here too.
This is why Ryoma needed the Brass Katana.
Let me Here we go.
Since the fighters never attacked Asugi, the outlaw prefers to target Azura instead.
You have my support.
You have my support. This should help.
All clean.
Turn 2 is when we're able to get a little bit more freedom with our movement after clearing out this last outlaw in the eastern hallway. Setsuna's hit rates aren't perfect here, but it would be perfect if I had used the optimal order of operations.
Stay focused. Thanks.
Before progressing, I have Felicia kill the fighter. For a majority of this map, I'm going to try and get Felicia to train her axe rank to at least get D rank, slowly working towards the bolt axe. Asugi and Sophie kill the dark mages that attacked Korin. The dark mage had to attack from the left to guarantee that Sophie will be the one that gets attacked by the only remaining enemy from the rightmost room in this hallway. This is crucial because her experience gain, along with Asugi's on this map, are extremely delicate because they have to promote before very specific turns on this map.
We've got company. Yeah, I'm coming.
I could learn a lot from you.
You'll notice that while I was killing those enemies, Asugi was holding the Iron Shuriken. He needed the higher damage to make sure that Sophie would be able to kill the Dark Mage, but he's also going to be hitting the Dark Mage that will attack Sophie on the next enemy phase. A crit there would be devastating, which is exactly why I have Ryoma. Oh well, there's still a decent chance that I make it out of this turn fine. His crit chance isn't too high. I want to have Ryoma healed before fighting this hero at close range, since that removes any potential risk of him getting unlucky and dying. I need to have Jakob freed up on this turn to do combat though, and I've already used Azura. That leaves Sakura as the only option to heal Ryoma, who does so with the Wayne Festal. It may seem like a waste to do that, but it's actually extremely important that she gets boosted experience from the Wayne Festal on this turn. This will come into play on the next map.
Come on. You fought bravely.
Ryoma just got Astra. This is a proc skill that isn't actually terrible in a normal playthrough. Here though, it sucks. With no guard gauge to build, there's really no reason to be using this, especially when Ryoma can one-round everything without it in the first place.
Here I am.
Korin goes to Ryoma's left to pick off the fighter. Thanks to Korin reclassing to Bow Knight, the RNG variance that this fighter has doesn't matter in the slightest, since the outcome will always be the same.
I can always count on you.
Jakob moves forward to switch Korin to his 1-2 ranged weapon, the Kodachi. Then he kills the sorcerer with barely over exact damage thanks to Korin's dual strike. Also, Tomebreaker is an amazing skill in this route. It makes the servants feel a lot more relevant in Birthright compared to Conquest, since enemies hardly ever refrain from attacking in this game, even if they don't have any hit.
Excuse me.
Hinoka kills the outlaw with the guard naginata while blocking the choke point in the left room. The guard naginata is required here since she'll be clearing out the fighters in this room. Despite still being unpromoted, taking a lot of attacks from fighters can still be pretty scary, and would result in death for Hinoka without the added defense boost.
No need to worry.
The final 3 units move north to catch up with the rest of the army. Oboro takes the time to attack the fighter since her positioning gives perfect opportunity for it. This is what I should have done first on this turn, since that would have given Setsuna perfect hit rates on the outlaw that she attacked at the very start. The difference would have been extremely small though, and since it's really early on in the map, it wouldn't be that annoying to reset if it went wrong. The Dark Mage prefers to attack Hinoka here since it still does damage with the fighter's dual strike, and the only other targets that it's able to attack can counterattack with ranged weapons.
We can't lose.
I'll protect you. My turn.
I've got your back. I welcome the challenge.
A good effort.
Stand strong.
Setsuna moves below Sophie to kill the Dark Mage in the other room.
I can support you.
How will we do this?
Oops, I slacked off.
Hana then moves below Asugi to trade him the Armor Slayer. Asugi then gives the Armor Slayer to Sophie and kills the remaining Dark Mage in this hallway.
I'll tag along.
I won't let this time.
Is it snack time yet?
Sophie is now able to move south to kill the knight that has the javelin. Thanks to quick draw and elbow room, she's able to one-shot. The other knight in this room has a steel lance and nothing else. Thanks to Sophie not taking the counterattack on the first combat, she's able to survive a hit from him and kill back.
Well, what?
Azura sings to Asugi, who will temporarily pair up with Korin and Ryoma to get the treasure in the other room.
Not bad.
It's my duty to
We've
help.
got this.
Sakura heals Hinoka since she'll be doing even more combat on enemy phase. This time, I want her to lure the maid in the top room so I no longer have to worry about anyone else getting debuffed while pursuing the mages.
No need to worry.
Be careful.
We've got trouble. Showtime!
No dying on me.
Hana moves south to kill the fighter reinforcements. Not every day you get to see a genuine use for the wakizashi, but it's been really nice for this run.
Thanks. Be careful.
This may seem minor, but the experience that Sakura is getting here is extremely important still. Consider every action she takes as such from here up until the last turn of Chapter 17. Sophie wants to head north to kill the maid that was lured by Hinoka, but first I need to make it so she's actually able to kill the maid and won't take a bad counterattack. To do this, I want Hinoka to attack the maid from where she's already standing, but to do that, I need to perform a short trade sequence to get her the javelin that Oboro has.
I'll just be here.
Let's have at it.
Here we go.
How will we do this?
Here we go.
I won't mess up this time. Stay focused. Nice!
At level 20, Sophie is 3 points behind her speed average. It seems that there's no hope left in this save file. Sophie is now put in range in the Dark Mage, who's able to dual strike with the Sorcerer. That's obviously lethal to her, which is why I kept Jakob open until now. He goes above Sophie to heal her, making sure the Dark Mage won't be able to kill and the Sorcerer won't want to dual strike, and instead go for Jakob. There's an extremely unfortunate part about this setup though. Jakob is currently just barely outside the range to level up, and the next time he does, he will level in speed. That will make him double and kill the Sorcerer that will attack him on enemy phase, and the Dark Mage that attacks Sophie always goes first. There's a 50-50 chance that Sophie chooses to dual strike with Jakob, which has the potential to set everything off. I'm pretty sure here it wouldn't have mattered that much since I skipped a heal that I did on failed attempts, but it's best not to find out.
What now, genius? I welcome the challenge. Let's do this!
All right!
I'll back you up. Thanks. How did I do this?
This won't do.
In order to progress, the Sorcerer has to die first, as it's blocking the only path to the top side of the map. First, Jakob moves out of the way and heals Hinoka. Korin now carries Asugi over to Sophie, and then after transferring, kills the Sorcerer.
Guess I did it right.
For the first time since reclassing 2 maps ago, Korin has finally gotten a level up in Bow Knight.
You'll be all right.
Since Sophie is level 20, I have her promote on this turn. Her options are between Paladin and Great Knight. I'll be picking Paladin for this promotion, since extra movement is far too nice to pass up, along with the fact that she's very shortly going to be fighting a ton of mages, so Great Knight here is just a bad idea. Unfortunately, the bonuses from Defender won't be useful. This Sophie would really enjoy that. Azura now sings to Sophie so she can go in range of the Dark Mages in the northern room. This may seem bad for Sophie, but it's actually not threatening to her at all. Since Sophie is in the pillars and will kill the Dark Mages with her counterattack, the next best option is for them to attack Asugi. Asugi can't actually kill back, so the Dark Mages will always prefer to attack him. However, I need to make it so where they attack from isn't random. This is done by making sure that only one of the Dark Mages attacks Asugi, since it will choose to dual strike with the other one before it moves. Of course, to do this, I need to make it so one of the Dark Mages, preferably the one on the right, has a better target. Sakura pairs up with Oboro so she can get transferred over to Hinata to be moved further up this turn. After Hinoka moves out of the way, Hinata gives Felicia the Kodachi and drops Oboro up. Finally, Ryoma pairs up with Felicia and goes above Korin. He takes the Kodachi from Korin so he won't accidentally crit everything that attacks him, as he's going to be dropped to the north. This puts Felicia in range of the Dark Mage on the right side, which makes it so that Sophie is completely safe from attacks. Ryoma is also in range of the strategist in the room on the right, who will attack Ryoma and normally would cause a fighter from this room to also get pulled to dual strike. Since the Dark Mage on the right is already going to be there, however, the fighter will sit in place.
can help.
I'll do my best. Chivalry attack!
I'll protect you.
We can do this together.
Once again, there's a mage blocking the way to the room above, so we have to deal with that first.
We stand together.
I did it!
I want to give the strategist kill to Setsuna, but in order to kill, she has to fight a weapon triangle disadvantage. I can fix that by having Hinoka move first, however, and in the process kill the dark mage that spawned on the stairs.
Are you ready for this? Me too! Sorry.
While I'm at it, Sophie kills the other dark mage using the Kodachi to make sure Asugi can get his dual strike in.
We've got company. Can't stop at just one.
I could learn a lot from you.
I'll tag along.
I'll do my best.
Now that Hinoka's here as backup, Setsuna is free to miss this shot. Not that she ever would, of course.
No need to worry.
I'm happy. Wow.
For Ryoma's part, I want to have Felicia be in range of the bottom left fighter, but don't want to take the dual strike from the dark mage at the top. To prevent that, Ryoma goes in range of the dark mage to serve as a valid target, allowing Felicia to go directly above him after Azura sings to her.
I won't let you get hurt. You have my support. We've got this!
Allow me to join you.
Jacob provides Gentium for Felicia.
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Let's do this.
We can't lose. I'll help.
Vantage doesn't matter here, but it is cool.
Here's one more.
Thank you.
Yes.
Come on. Allow me.
Ryoma weakens the healthy fighter for Felicia to kill. This fighter has a great club, so it's really nice that I was able to lure it before it could get any attacks in.
What should we do?
Stand strong.
All taken care of.
These next few actions allow for a bit of multitasking. I want to heal Sophie back to full while sending her forwards, and I also want to kill the fighter with Hana while building support with Sakura. The tiles luckily work out so that I can do all of this in one go.
We got this handled.
Are you ready for this? I'll try my best. We're all right. I'm ready. This fight is over.
Hinoka gives Oboro the javelin back, and then pairs up with Setsuna. Oboro will likewise pair up with her support partner, who will go in front of Felicia, take the Kodachi, so both are holding 1-2 range weapons, and drop Oboro up. The Dark Mage can still see Felicia though, so Jacob moves forward too.
You may rely on me.
The Dark Mage is now forced to attack one of Hinata, Oboro, or Jacob. Of the three, it prefers to target Hinata as it can attack from pillars and he has the worst resistance. To account for Hinata getting hit here, I had to put Vulnerary in his inventory to heal for later turns.
Here I am.
Azura sings to Sophie so she can go in range of the hero in the room just south.
Will you be my squire?
The hero is probably the scariest enemy on the map at the moment, so luring it is ideal. Don't worry, the Dark Mage will still prefer to attack Hinata here. Asugi also has to use the Iron Shuriken here, as without it, he wouldn't be able to do any damage to the hero. Setsuna and Hinoka stay back to deal with the upcoming reinforcements.
You'll be all right.
We've got this.
I'll tag along. Coming.
Hinoka and Setsuna make quick work of these enemies. Setsuna's hit rates aren't amazing here, but for this enemy at least, she luckily doesn't have to hit at all.
Not done yet. Not strong enough.
As for this one, Setsuna makes Hinoka hold the silver naginata so she only has to hit one of the two attacks that she'll attempt.
Thanks.
Asugi kills the Dark Mage that fought Hinata to finally reach level 20.
I'll try not to get in your way.
Sugar rush. Yeah.
Hinata then chips the hero to let Oboro kill it, getting her closer to level 20 herself.
Really? I'll earn some. Allow me.
We can't lose.
I can help.
How do I look? All right.
We got this handled. Bitter for you.
We can do this together. How will we do this? Whatever works.
Azura pairs up with Korin to get carried over to Asugi, who wants to lure the last fighter in the southern area towards him on enemy phase, as well as promote.
I smell trouble.
Asugi's options are between Master Ninja and Mechanist. Between the two, I'm going to be picking Master Ninja. It's faster, it's skillful, and most importantly, it's my favorite class in the entire Fire Emblem series. Don't worry, we'll see Mechanist on the team at some point, but he won't be the one that I want to do it with.
Whatever.
Jakob moves south to switch his weapon to the brass katana and heal him, allowing Asugi to actually be able to hit the enemy. All the rest of the army moves forwards.
We stand together.
I'm with you.
I won't lose.
Can I just say, I hate nothing more than when an enemy is left on 1 or 2 HP. It may result in the most optimal experience gains, but holy shit, it is the most unsatisfying thing ever. Anyways, Asugi pairs up with Oboro to make room for Felicia, who takes this opportunity to kill the fighter.
Let's go.
This should be simple.
Oboro heads south to put Asugi just outside of the 2-tile wide choke point to allow for a trade sequence. Ryoma pairs up with Jakob, and then Jakob heads south to take the Sting Shuriken from Asugi. Then he drops Ryoma down so they're both blocking the choke point to the right. The general up top doesn't actually move here, so the only actual threats are the knights close by. Not a problem when all my units are at full health and blocking a choke point.
Let's go.
Korin and Sophie block the outlaws from escaping their spawn point. They stand 0 chance against my promoted mounted units. Sakura pairs up with Hinata to get dropped 2 tiles away from Asugi, letting her personal skill be of use with the knight that will attack him. Likewise, Azura sings to Felicia so she can apply Demoiselle to Asugi and Jakob. This is to account for the scenario where he doesn't dodge the fighter earlier.
We've got this. Oh, are we
Stay strong. I can help.
I can help you. Be careful. We've got company. Coming. All clean. We've got this. I'll protect you. Let me try.
I could learn a lot from you.
Ryoma now moves back one tile to once again give Felicia room to continue working on her axe rank.
We can do this. I'll finish this.
Thank you very much.
Asugi heads down to work with Sophie again to kill an outlaw.
Whew, wasn't expecting that.
Azura sings to Ryoma so he can attack the knight with a steel lance with a brass katana.
Stand together.
This deals 33 damage, leaving the knight on exactly 1 HP. This allows for an easy kill for one of my weaker units, and gives Ryoma A rank in swords.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Me too!
Stiff upper lip.
We need each other. You're too slow.
Excuse me.
I want Oboro to kill the knight that Ryoma weakened, but I also want to do it while adjacent to Hinata. The problem is, that's in range of the Dark Mage on the Ballista, and he will move off of it if he sees a kill, which he does, on Hinata. This is why I had to give him a vulnerary on this map, since without it, it would obviously be impossible for him to survive the setup.
Let's finish this.
No dying on me.
Do you best?
For speed, I want to send a unit south to deal with the enemies in the hallway there. The best unit to do that is Jakob, since he's holding the Sting Shuriken. So I have Sophie shelter Azura, and then I have someone take her to switch and sing to Jakob. Then he's able to go down.
You may rely on me. No surprise there. We won't give up. I smell trouble.
I'm here too.
Thank you.
At last! No need to worry. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Ryoma wants to chip the fighter under Korin with Felicia's dual strike. Interestingly here though, Ryoma gains 4 extra damage if he attacks with Korin, 2 from supportive and 2 from Bushido, but if he attacks with Felicia, he loses that 4 damage. Felicia obviously doesn't have supportive, but also because of the unique properties of the servants, he also loses Bushido. By the game standards, Jakob and Felicia are my 2 highest leveled units since they're in promoted classes. So despite Ryoma having a much higher internal level than Felicia, he's still considered to be at a lower level.
We've got this! Here's one more!
We've got this.
For killing this one really weak outlaw, my reward is 13,000 gold. Don't you love Birthright? This did come at a great time though. For those that read my descriptions where I post all my preparations notes, you'll notice that my money has been getting pretty tight recently. Which, by the way, as of this video, I'm now adding a funds count, since just saying what items I bought and sold isn't really a lot of good information on the money situation. Wakizashi is still continuing to grow on me. I used to really dislike it.
I knew you could do it.
Jacob, with the help from Azura, is going to kill the general blocking the choke point. I prefer to do it with a Sting Shuriken, since I'd rather not fight a Steel Lance at one range with an armored player.
Trust me.
You may rely on me.
We can do this.
I could do no less. Well, how irksome.
For the Sorcerer, I want to have Hinoka kill, as she has very high resistance, and fighting the Sorcerer at one range there is going to lure Iago towards my army. With her current weapons though, she can't kill the Sorcerer without suffering a debuff from the Silver Naginata. Easy fix. Oboro gives Jacob the Steel Naginata, which lets Hinoka take it after a short shelter sequence to allow her to reach the tile that she needs to get to.
I'll stay with you.
I can protect you.
Is there a plan? Allow me!
What? I'll do my best.
Do something!
Allow me to join.
Remember when I was complaining about leaving an enemy on 2 HP? Yeah.
Be careful. You must go!
For this last outlaw, I have Felicia kill with Ryoma's Dual Strike, letting me obtain the Arm Scroll and the final gold reward for this chapter.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Come on! Allow me!
Yay!
Jacob's done more than enough fighting for this map, so he just moves back to heal.
Well, how irksome.
Here, there's a prime opportunity to feed the kill to Iago with one of my underleveled units. However, I do also want to feed into Hinoka a bit more, so it'd be nice to let her get in at least a dual strike while I'm at it. That requires one of two things, either very low damage output or a missed attack. Luckily, Iago came with Bowbreaker, so there's good opportunity for letting a unit get to miss. The first step is moving Oboro out of the way to reduce adjacency bonuses.
This scum doesn't stand a chance!
Be careful.
Let's go.
Ideally, we attack with Setsuna, who has 13% listed hit with the Brass Yumi. But if we switch to a less accurate weapon, such as the Illusory Yumi, that goes all the way down to a full 0% hit rate on the boss. That's why I had taken off Skill Plus 2, as any more hit boost would make her have 1% hit rates on Iago. We wouldn't want that.
Let's have that. Too slow.
You think you've won?
Feels good.
Hinata kills the other Dark Mage with Hinoka's Dual Strike.
Stay strong. Here I go.
All right.
I want to have Oboro kill the closer of the two remaining Dark Mages, but there's a problem. She's paired up. I could just transfer Korin over to Hinata, but Hinata would be dual striking with the boosted stats he gets from Korin, which I don't count as legitimate. In order to get this kill now, I need to have someone else to transfer Korin to. Luckily, I do.
I'm here to help.
Thanks.
For the final kill, I have Azura pair up with Sophie so she can get carried to Hinoka and let her into the map on this turn.
Are you ready for this? No need to worry. I'll do my best. I can protect you. Okay.
And for the first time in 4 months, we have finally completed another main story chapter. See you guys next time.